But even at individual level, we become sometimes very selfish. Yes, we are generous when it comes to giving food and giving iftar, but the same people, when you look at them, they're coming into a masjid parking, they will just block everybody else by parking improperly.
وَإِذْ أَخَذْنَا مِيثَاقَ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ لَا تَعْبُدُونَ إِلَّا اللَّهَ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا وَذِي الْقُرْبَى وَالْيَتَامَى وَالْمَسَاكِينِ وَقُولُوا لِلنَّاسِ حُسْنًا وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةَ ثُمَّ تَوَلَّيْتُمْ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا مِّنكُمْ وَأَنتُمْ مُعْرِضُونَ وَإِذْ أَخَذْنَا مِيثَاقَكُمْ لَا تَسْفِكُونَ دِمَاءَكُمْ وَلَا تُخْرِجُونَ أَنفُسَكُم مِّن دِيَارِكُمْ ثُمَّ أَقْرَرْتُمْ وَأَنتُمْ تَشْهَدُونَ ثُمَّ أَنتُمْ هَؤُلَاءِ تَقْتُلُونَ أَنفُسَكُمْ وتخرجون فريقا منكم من ديارهم تظاهرون عليهم بالإثم والعدوان وإن يأتوكم أسارى تفادوهم وهو محرم عليكم إخراجهم.
Stop being selfish. So in these verses, we learn something really important. Is Islam only about your relationship in the masjid, your actions in the masjid, or is it more comprehensive? So here we actually learn habit to win, habits to be a winner. So first and foremost, obviously, that you only take Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as one true God. You're not having multiple gods in your life. Your desire is not your God. Your culture is not your God. Your friends are not your God. You only have one ilah, one God, the creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then secondly, it moves into the relationships with other people. But when it comes to other people, who do we really make important in our lives? Who are people that are important to us? So if we are being selfish, it may be the boss, it may be a major client, it may be a major donor, it may be a major investor, a partner, a spouse, an in-law, and so on and so forth. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us first and foremost, it's your parents. So yes, you may not see how your parents are beneficial to you because now you have grown up, they have given you their life, they have helped you when achieving what you have achieved. Now they're not important to you. So you don't have to care about them, you don't have to make them feel great, and so on and so forth, because you do not think that their love and their helping you and their giving you things is conditional, so you start ignoring them. Similarly, the other people in the society which are considered weak, the masakeen, the poor people, the orphans, and so on and so forth, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that you have to have the level of ihsan with them. So that's the criteria. Don't be selfish. Don't only treat people that you expect to have benefits from, and so on and so forth. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the importance of being and using kind words, speaking good and kind words to people. How do we talk with each other, especially in the day and age of social media behind our keyboards? How do we talk to people? How do we talk to people when we are with them? Do we ignore them? Are we on our phones? Do we smile at them? And so on and so forth. And then it connects us back with something that is between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that is establishing salah. Do we really take it as serious as other meetings that we have in the day? How do we take our meetings with our clients and partners and investors or donors seriously? But what about the meetings with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Are we on time? Are we using the prime opportunity of praying in the masjid and increasing our rewards by 27x? What would we do to get 27x returns when it comes to a business deal? Are we taking the salah seriously? Are we taking the zakah seriously? For many people, it has just become a means of automation and click, 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 donate. Do you know the rules of zakah? In which kind of wealth that you have, what kind of assets that you have are zakatable and what are not? Is this something that we know? Are we using the zakat properly? Are we giving it to the right places? Or just again, click, 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 whatever seems glittery, we just give it to that. Okay, so that's something really, really important. The second component here, which is important, is the concept of a community and the ummah, and not to just be concerned with yourself, but rather if other communities or countries are being oppressed, to stand up for them and to stand up for justice. A lot of this obviously will happen at a state level, but even at individual level, we become sometimes very selfish. Yes, we are generous when it comes to giving food and giving iftar, but the same people, when you look at them, they're coming into a masjid parking, they will just block everybody else by parking improperly. Or doing a reverse parking while seeing there's a lineup of people coming behind you, you can just go ahead and do reverse parking at the end of the parking lot. No, but you will do a reverse parking and block everybody else, reserving first spot in the line. You know, you're going away, you put your thing, you want to reserve your first spot. Are you being selfish? Are you trying to take advantage of some sort of a power or influence that you have to discourage and to diminish the rewards and facilities from other people? You know, cutting in line for a buffet or for an iftar service or what have you, cutting in line using means to, again, bypass other people. Are we becoming selfish or not? Okay, lastly, there's something that is really important, and that is sometimes, one way or the other, we become concerned with one or a few parts of religion and we ignore everything else. Let me give you an example. Someone may take, for example, giving up interest, not buying homes on interest, or having a beard, or having hijab. So that's your topmost concern. Or, eating halal food. So, which is good. You should be concerned about these things. But that becomes a whole religion for them. And they are judging people who do not do these things. And they don't worry about other things like salah, establishing 5 prayers, not backbiting, not being arrogant, not cheating in your worldly affairs. So something really important, like how can you just take something and make it a criterion and then forget about everything else in your personal life, or start judging other people just on those criteria? The same thing can happen from the opposite side. So someone who say, you know what, I'm struggling with hijab, or I'm struggling with beard. So now what they do is, instead of working on it, they would say, yeah, this sister, she wears hijab, but she does backbiting. This brother, he has beard and he prays, but he cheats in his worldly matters. So as if justifying that because I'm doing these things, I don't have to worry about these other things. أَفَتُؤْمِنُونَ بِبَعْضِ الْكِتَابِ وَتَكْفُرُونَ بِبَعْضِ. So something really important, take the religion holistically. Yes, even if you're doing some things and not doing the other, we're not saying to give up everything. If Allah has made some things easy for you, now start looking for things that you are not working on, and just not ignore those things. And lastly, for people who do not take care of these things, there's a severe consequences of never-ending punishment that's also mentioned here. So let's be conscious of these things.